What's up, YouTubers? You were probably here because at some point, like me, you wanted to learn the thumb cut. So you looked up a video on how to do the thumb cut, and then you saw somebody explain it like this. Simply reach across, push that deck up, and pull it right back down. But you try this, and you epically fail. So you watch more of the video. Then they say, don't worry if your hands are small. You're like, yes, that's my problem. So you try it again. And then you fail, and you go back to the video. But the video has ended. No more tricks, no more solutions. How do I do this? Then you practice for hours and hours, but no matter how much you stretch your hand, you just can't reach to do the thumb cut. Then the reality hits you. Every cardist that you see has extremely large hands. And that's something that you will never have. At some point, this reality hit me too. I'm in my 20s, and these aren't growing anymore. When I realized the reality, I took it okay. I then realized I needed a solution. For you, I have that solution. Take 2 of these pills a day, and you and your partner will be completely satisfied in the... Oh, sorry. Wrong video. Look, all the cardists say that having small hands isn't a problem. But if you have small hands, you know that's not true. And although being able to stretch your hands does help a lot, having them is still a roadblock. And the thumb cut is one of those moves where it is a complete roadblock. So I came up with a slightly adjusted version to allow you to do the thumb cut. And it has an added bonus of looking much, much smoother. So grab a deck and your little hands and let's get started. Oh, and remember, if you find this video useful at all, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more small hands and small jokes and, magic content. Alright, so there is a difference with this thumb cut. We're not going to use this grip. So typically for charliers, for a spin cut, you would use this grip. And it's highly useful, but for a thumb cut, it's just not going to give us the room that we need. Oh, first, actually, I should mention, get clumpy cards. The clumpier, the better, meaning that they're really, really worn in, and you almost can't even fan with them. These ones are pretty good, so you can. But see how that side just looks gnarly? You want a deck like that to try these cuts out on, because it's just going to make your life easier if the cards clump together naturally. Alright, so to execute the cut, it's kind of like a reverse charlier. So if you can't do a charlier, I highly recommend trying to learn that first before trying to learn this. It's a much easier cut, and the size of your hands really doesn't quite matter on that one as much. That's more about balance. So it looks like this. You can see it's more like a reverse charlier than anything. Right? Very smooth, very fast. You can, however, still do it in the typical thumb cut way where the cards come all the way out and then back in like that. I just personally don't like the look of that. It doesn't look very smooth to me. Here's how you're going to accomplish this. Forget about that grip. You're going to start in regular mechanics grip. All of your fingers are going to come below the deck like this, and they're going to curl just like this. You're going to push it forward. So the deck is almost on the edge of these knuckles, a little bit more before. So around here, you're going to have to kind of figure out this space, but what you're doing is you're coming in, you're re-gripping it and pulling that deck forward, so it's more forward in your hand. Now, your thumb is going to come up and grab half the deck. Don't worry about your middle finger. Your middle finger is just here to catch the deck. It is not here to grip it. All right, that's the main difference with this. What you're then going to do is you're going to use your first finger and push up. Now this, I'm not going to be able to do this perfectly sideways, but you're going to push this up like this. All right, and you're going to get to a point where, right here, I clear this deck. You're then going to take your thumb, and this is all balanced right now. So I'm perpendicular to the ground. So you're going to take your thumb and you're going to push with your thumb and push with your fingers at the same time in this kind of action. And what that'll allow to happen is the top card to just kind of fall into place. Let's do that again. So again, the real thing that's going to make the difference is this first portion here where you move the deck. This is what makes this work. So again, you're going to put your fingers below, just like this. Push the deck forward onto this portion of your hand. Again, you're going to have to figure out where that portion is. You're going to grip the top with your thumb. Lay the cards down. You're going to straighten out your fingers as you do this. But your first finger is going to curl below like this. It's going to push up against the deck all the way until you clear. You're going to feel very unstable here, and it kind of is. As soon as it clears, you're going to push all the way, keep pushing with your thumb and push with your fingers, and they'll fall right on top of each other. If you keep everything balanced at the same time, it will keep all of that square. Now you can see that's a lot smoother, but if you do want to do that typical thumb cut where it reaches out like this and then comes back in, there's only one little adjustment that you have to make. Here's what it is when you get to a point, so you do everything the same, except when you're pushing up, instead you see how my fingers are just ready to grip that? My middle finger and my first finger are ready to grip that. It's going to come out. Now the practice that this is going to take is not moving this card. That's going to be your biggest MacGuffin, I should say. But you'll get used to it. It's just about the placement of this finger. If this finger moves, that card's going to move, right? So you can use your pinky to kind of help you straighten these out at this point. So you're going to come out and come back in. And that just takes a little bit of strength with your middle finger and your first finger. But the real nice thing is that now we have bypassed that weird thing where they want you to put your middle finger and your thumb together and pull these apart. And I can kind of do it, but you see I always miss cards. My hands are just too tiny to be able to do this. So instead, you forget about your middle finger, pull that up, push with your first finger, and then back right down like that. Let's do this one more time slow, and then we'll change angles. So again, you're going to start in just normal mechanics. So you're going to start in normal mechanics grip. You're going to push the cards to where they belong. You're going to grab them with your thumb, push up with your first finger, and then it's going to kind of fold right back down. All right, let's change angles. Okay, so let's do this at a side angle, just really give you an idea. Again, start in mechanics grip. Curl all of your fingers behind like this to push that deck forward into the right spot. You're going to use your thumb, see if I can, to grip, letting those cards fall, stretching out those bottom fingers just so they catch the deck and they make sure it doesn't fall, pushing up with your first finger till that clears, and then it just falls right back on top. It's very hard to do slow nowadays, but let me try that again. So you're going to grip with your thumb. You can kind of, once this deck gets to this point, you can use your pinky to square it back up if it needs be. And you got that card caught at the bottom, but that's okay. Push it up. Push with your thumb. Push with your fingers, and that's going to fall right back on top. So at speed, it just looks like that. And if you want to do that extension, where it's more like a typical thumb cut, same deal. Push it forward with your fingers, grip it with your thumb, push it up, but this time you're just going to clip it to let it come out, and then pull it back in, just like that. So either way you choose to do it, you'll see it does look a little bit smoother. So let's get another angle on this. So again, typical way you hold cards. Re-grip to pull the cards forward just a slight bit. Grab with thumb, let them fall onto your fingers. Use that first finger to push up till it clears. Use your thumb after it clears to push, so the other cards just fall right on top. Then if you want to do that grip with the more typical thumb cut, see how that pinches between my first and middle finger, and then you let it fall, and then you can just pull this one whoosh, right back on top. Alright guys, and that's all there is to it. Now it's just up to you to practice, but hopefully these tips have made it a lot easier for you to be able to accomplish that. You should see an immediate difference in your ability to accomplish the cut. I actually found this cut harder to do than the one-handed shuffle, and that's a hard shuffle to learn. So just keep at it. Trust me, you can do it. If you are still having trouble, let me know down in the comments below. If I did help you out, let me know down in the comments below. Other than that, as always, give me a like, a little subscribe, and I'll see you next time.